streaming on Twitch, and I'm going to look at the stream and see how it's going. Streaming on Twitch, waiting for the stream to catch up so I can see if we have sound. And we do. Excellent. All right. And Dementia Radio. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the FuMPCast. This is Devo Spice. Luke Ski might be joining. He's working at the moment. We're not sure if he's going to be able to join us or not. And nobody else was able to join us either, so it's just me. Welcome to episode 754 of the Funny Music Podcast. The title of this week's episode is A Tiresome Cheer, which I am ready to give. It's been a couple of days, folks. So, first of all, we are recording this on Wednesday night, on November 27th rather than Thursday, November 28th, because Thursday, November 28th is Thanksgiving, and nobody wants to be doing the FuMPCast on Thanksgiving. Luke says he may try to sign on in about 10 minutes. Okay. So, in the meantime, I'll tell you what I've been up to.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what? Oh, he's right.
So, part of the reason that nobody was able to be on this show is because it was kind of a last-minute thing. Because the past couple of days, my brain hasn't worked. And the reason my brain hasn't worked is because I've been hopped up on Benadryl. And the reason I've been hopped up on Benadryl is because Monday, is Sunday night or sometime Monday, I don't remember exactly, my allergies just went nuts. Like, I haven't reacted this bad in years. The last time I remember reacting this bad was when Jen and I were first dating. She had a dog named Max, who was a Springer Spaniel, and I was so allergic to that dog. And, like, that's the last time I remember my allergies being this bad. So, like, I didn't know if it was environmental or if I didn't think I'd eaten something because it was my nose mostly, and I was coughing. And I was like, it's like I'm reacting to something, but I don't know what. It's like there's another animal in the house, and I didn't know what. So, finally, my wife texts me and says, hey, there's a fire behind the gingerbread castle. That's probably what you're reacting to. And I was like, oh, okay. So, as I mentioned in previous weeks, we haven't had a lot of rain for the past few months here in New Jersey. We were in a severe drought. We did finally get some the other day, but we've had wildfires, not to the scale that California usually gets, but we've had wildfires all over the state for the past month or so. And they've been mostly contained, and there have been a few evacuations, but I don't think any homes have been destroyed or anything. So I figured, okay, there's a wildfire, a mile from my house. That's what I'm reacting to. No! Well, the Gingerbread Castle is this old amusement. I don't want to call it an amusement park. That implies there's rides. It's an attraction from like the 1940s and 50s. That it was a castle you could walk through, and they had like statues of Humpty Dumpty and stuff. And it was just a thing that kids did. And it's been abandoned for a very long time. And there's people who are trying to restore it and try to reopen it, whatever. But like in the meantime, somebody opened a factory behind it, like in the 1970s, I want to say, or 80s, and then the factory closed, and it's bounced around to, different people over the years for one reason or another. Apparently, the factory is now being used as a warehouse to store pesticide, and that's what caught fire. So that's why my allergies just went apeshit the other day. So I've been popping Benadryl like they were M&Ms, and my brain just shut off. You know that COVID brain fog that people get? Yeah, Benadryl brain fog is the same thing. I did absolutely nothing yesterday. I did almost nothing on Monday. I couldn't focus on anything, but I could breathe. So that was good. And then this morning I woke up and didn't have to take a Benadryl. So I was able to function today. But then after 12, I was like, oh crap, we have to do the FuMPCast tonight. I was like, I should probably find out if anybody can join. And by then it was too late. Mikey Mason is in, heavy duty pre-Thanksgiving planning mode, and David W. Jacobsen is in transit, traveling to see family and stuff. And Luke is at work, but hopefully he'll be joining us in a few minutes. So yeah, it's been a miserable couple of days. The other thing I can talk about is episode 2 of my new podcast, Random Acts of Horror. Is up now for my Patreon backers. I'm going to post the episode live for the public feed today. I was going to do it earlier today. I got busy with another project and didn't have time, so I will do that after the show tonight. And I will also post another catch-up episode of the FuMPCast because I keep forgetting to do that. So that will go up tonight, and I went through my Libsyn account and I figured out a couple of new settings. So I was able to get a custom URL for the podcast. So if you go to randomactsofhorror.libsyn.com, you will get right to the podcast feed, and you can get the RSS feed from there. It's just /RSS. If you want to subscribe in an RSS feed. I did submit it to as many directories as I could find, so hopefully it will show up in your favorite podcast directory. If it doesn't show up in one that you're using, let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out how to submit it to there. There's a couple of places like I can pay to be submitted, but I don't know that those are usually worth it. But randomactsofhorror.libsyn.com, you can get the public feed there, and if you want the episodes 3 days early and ad-free, go to patreon.com/randomactsofhorror and sign up for the Patreon there. And how much longer can I stall? Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes, so I don't have anything else to talk about, so I'm just going to get into the first song, and when Luke joins, we can talk about what he's been up to. All right, so the first song, we have 2 Thanksgiving songs this week, and I'm trying to remember if that's ever happened before. I don't recall. I mean, I'd have to go back and check the CDs, but we have 2 Thanksgiving songs this week. The first one is a brand new song by Mikey Mason.
Sleet and snow, we blindly go out to a dinner made of lies. Fake smiles glow, intentions grow behind each friendly pair of eyes. We've reached the date, we stumble late into a forced family affair. It's finally here, let's shed a tear for this torture we'll all share. It's Thanksgiving, and Mildred's drunk mascara running, and the gossip flows like wine. Cousin John's not here this year, he's in prison doing time. At the kiddie table, Bob's new boyfriend stricken to his soul, and Grandma lost her dentures and the green bean casserole. It's Thanksgiving, the day we gather here, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. It's Thanksgiving, that Norman Rockwell hoax. It's like we should be laughing, but we know it's not a joke. It's Thanksgiving. Sally has food allergies, but no one really cares. She just sits there chewing celery with a 1,000-yard stare. Kids are screaming, throwing food, the football game is on TV. And then Dad brings up politics as Mom hides nervously. It's Thanksgiving, the day we gather here, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. It's Thanksgiving, that Norman Rockwell hoax. It's like we should be laughing, but we know it's not a joke. It's Thanksgiving. Your brother's dream is nowhere said he was sick and now he's happily homebound, eating pizza rolls in comfort, streaming movies on TV. Meanwhile, we all fake out forgiveness for the sake of family. It's Thanksgiving, the day we gather here, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. It's Thanksgiving, that Norman Rockwell hoax. It's like we should be laughing, but we know it's not a joke. It's Thanksgiving, that one day we gather here, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. It's Thanksgiving, that Norman Rockwell hoax. It's like we should be laughing, but we know it's not a joke. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving.
God, that song is relatable. Like that one line of crap. What's the line? Faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year, I think is how it goes. Yeah, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. That is such a brilliant line because it is so true. And my heart goes out to a lot of people this Thanksgiving who are going to be dealing with political discussions around the dinner table. That's going to be fun. Yeah. Those are most of the people I try to avoid. But, all right, let's do some news.
Look at all the tasty people.
This is the FuMP.
Hannibal Lecter, he's eating liver, Chianti, some nice fava beans. This is his dream.
Me hate your cookies, stop freaking asking me. Me reject all your cookies, though you ask me constantly. Screw all your cookies, evil corporate entity. Oh, you and your cookies can all suck it. Hey, you know what?
It's got California class and rotten dairy style as we're cruising every prime timeline, light mile. But forget about the bridge and come on down, my friends, cause the lower decks is where the real action begins. And time again, the junior staff has always proven that they keep the ship afloat, cause lower decks keep it moving.
Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks.
Lower decks keep it moving.
Lower decks, lower decks.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com. Funny.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, I am still behind on posting past episodes of the FuMPCast. I just keep forgetting to, and especially the past couple of days. Past couple of days have been a tiresome cheer, to say the least. Anyway, I will do my best to get all caught up by this time next week so that we don't have to do this anymore. And just a reminder that Weird Al is having a Black Friday sale. You can get up to 30% off on his merchandise over at shop.weirdal.com. And that's all the news I got. So let's do tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. On Sundays online, Two Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at Virtual Comedy Show. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. On the 29th online, Carla Ulbrich. On the 30th in Martinez, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 30th in Akron, Ohio, Toby Danger. On the 1st in San Jose, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 2nd online, the Virtual Comedy Show featuring Carla Ulbrich. On the 5th in San Jose, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 5th in Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. On the 6th in Santa Clarita, California, Jefferson De Leon. On the 6th in Livermore, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 6th through the 8th in Wichita, Kansas, Mikey Mason. The 7th in Loudonville, New York, Drew Jacobs. On the 7th in Jersey City, New Jersey, David W. Jacobsen. On the 7th in New York, Carla Ulbrich. And on the 8th in Albany, New York, Drew Jacobs. And birthdays coming up on December 2nd. You just heard him, Mikey Mason. Happy birthday, Mikey. All right, our second of the two Thanksgiving songs. Here is Thanksgiving in West Paterson by David W. Jacobsen.
I was staying with Grandma, about which I was not ecstatic. She could never climb all those stairs to find the meth lab in the attic. I didn't count on the holiday bunch and her nosy, vindictive niece. Still bitter about me taking her pills, she went and called the police. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. So during Thanksgiving dinner, after Uncle Claude had said grace, in came Sergeant McSlaughter, an unwelcome familiar face. He wasn't interested in the turkey or trying a petit four, so I threw the mashed potatoes in his face and bolted out the back door. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. His eye ran through backyards on that quiet Thanksgiving night. I guessed where you'd hidden your key to the apartment off to the right. I figured since it was a holiday, it'd be a good time for me to touch base. I didn't think that your husband would be so annoyed when I came to your place. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. So shortly after I arrived, your place was surrounded by cops, and I'd only just made the acquaintance of your in-laws, who really seemed shocked. I guess I should have given up and just seen the sergeant again, but I figured since it was a holiday, I would sit down and have some champagne. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And so came the blare from the megaphone, me with my hands in the air. I guess giving him the finger was not the best move then and there. And when your sister opened the door, I should have given up at last. I guess if I hadn't struggled, your place might not have gotten so trashed. As they took me away in handcuffs, I still stopped to say goodnight and wish you a great Thanksgiving and promise that I would still write. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, that's just a happy-go-lucky song. Luke, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Hi. We have Luke Ski.
Hi. What song did we just hear?
We just heard Thanksgiving in West Paterson by David W. Jacobsen, which isn't all that far from me, West Paterson. I think it's about 45 minutes away. But if their Thanksgivings are anything like what's described in that song, I think I'll stay here. So.
Well, I apologize for interrupting it.
No, you're fine. You didn't. I had you muted, so that's why I wasn't answering you, because I couldn't hear you. But anyway, what have you been up to?
Well, my roommate Santana had a friend visit town, her best friend Vivi, and so we had a party that originally was going to be at my apartment, but then our friends Mariah and Dan let us have it at their apartment, which basically is decorated like a cross between Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, nice.
So that was pretty cool. We did karaoke. We played some Jackbox game. We did a round of Boob Tree. Tony and Kit showed up for it, but they were the only friends of mine who made it there. You know, everyone else was basically friends of Santana's. But it was a fun time. I went to see the movie Red One, which is a cute, fun Christmas movie. So, you know, if you're looking for some entertainment with The Rock and Chris Evans and Lucy Liu.
That movie.
Go see it.
Yes. Okay.
And J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus.
Have you seen that Netflix film? I think it's Netflix. Dear Santa, with Jack Black.
I think it's Paramount Plus, and I've seen I've seen the preview for it, but I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it tomorrow when I'm with Kalani.
Because I saw the still image, and I was like, Christmas movie, I don't really care. And then I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, oh, that actually looks interesting.
Yeah. So hold on just a second. I'm about to tell McDonald's a code so that I can get food.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing right now. People listening on the podcast and watching on the Twitch stream.
Are we beating that?
Yes.
Okay, what would it be?
WQ62.
Can you say it one more time?
WQ62.
Okay, Luke. Would you like the receipt?
No.
Okay. Second one, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Drive through.
This was the first time I've ever used the McDonald's app to place an order in advance, and I love that the code I got was WQ62.
Yep.
2 comedy music related things that I could easily remember without having to have the app open, while I'm on the podcast here with you.
2 great comedy music things that go great together.
Yes. So yeah, as I mentioned the movie, I mentioned the party. So I don't know if I mentioned this about my job, because a while back I had said something to the effect of my company got bought out and it was shutting down at the end of the year. Well, technically that's still true, but now it's like the new people who have bought the company, like they do intend to continue the Ease company just under like a new corporation, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's still going to be called Ease. But basically since like essentially the current company is ending on December 31st, so the new company will start on January 1st. So because of hold on a second, let me grab my food and then I will finish that sentence. Okay, well, because it's a new company. Hey. All right. So because it's a new company, they're basically making everybody at the place like reapply for the jobs that they are currently doing. So I had to go onto a chatbot thing and have the chatbot interviewed me up to a certain point, and then I had to make an appointment to have an actual phone call interview, and then I had the first part of a phone call interview, but then there was an interruption and I had to reschedule to complete it. So now I'm waiting to complete it. And it's just kind of been this whole dumb rigmarole. Mm-hmm. But at least it means, assuming that, they hire me and everybody else back, at the current pay rate we're already getting, and, they aren't going to pull any weird, stuff on us, then, we'll be, that my job will be able to continue. So that's a very good thing. Because, I'd already made a sauce. No, that's okay. All right, cool. Thank you. So, I made a resume, and I was, I already kind of put, because I was already at the Disney Careers website, I actually put in applications to work at a couple of different Disney stores. One is on the studio lot, which is just down just a couple blocks from my house in Burbank, and then the other one is an outlet store that's basically like at an outlet mall halfway between Burbank and Anaheim. And they were both part-time seasonal positions anyway, but so as long as I was at the Disney website and I had this new resume, I'm like, well, the heck with it. I'm just going to submit this because I'm not sure what my job future will be. I haven't heard back from any of them, but basically once I started, we started getting the news of what's actually going on. It seems to be that they're going to continue the company, and they intend to hire everyone back and just have business continue as usual, because we are making money here. So it's it's dumb for them to shut us down when we can make profit for the new people. It's like it's the Ferengi way. So
I was just thinking, like, which rule of acquisition is that? Like,
yeah. So the only thing the union people are slightly concerned about is they might, we're assuming they're all going to hire us back at our like current pay rate so that we won't like lose what we gained during the, threatened, the threatened strike we did do, back in April. So our main concern is like, I literally have 100 hours of sick time like accrued that I haven't used. I have 12 and a half days of sick days.
Wow.
that I haven't used because, I rarely ever get sick. And even when I do, I've never thought to myself like, oh yeah, I guess I better get paid for that or whatever. So anyway, it's like all that kind of stuff. We want to make sure that we're still going to get that, and they aren't going to be like, oh, well, it's a new company, so you're starting back at zero again. It's like, no, that's not fair. So I did use some vacation days in there because it's like, for them to, it's like, it's easy for me to use vacation days and get paid for them because, I can just say this is a vacation day and then put it in there and I get it. With sick days, it's, of course, a little trickier because, if you're going to be sick for an extended period of time, you'd need to, have verification from, medical people that you are in fact sick, so it's not like I could just, take the rest of the month off and claim to be sick for 12 and a half days or something. If I was the type of person to do that, which generally speaking, I don't think I am, but I still want to have those hours, coming to me if I need them. If I genuinely get sick, then I want to be able to get that. Yeah. So anyway, that's another thing I've been dealing with for the past week. And this morning I went to the dentist and had some annoying dental things done, but so my tooth is achy from dealing with that, but at least something important got taken care of, and I'll be able to go have Thanksgiving food with Kalani tomorrow and not have to worry about my tooth being a problem. So
cool.
So that's what I've been up to.
All right.
I hope you've been. Here's another thing. I recorded an episode of Random Acts of
horror,
your show, and then afterwards I started talking to Tony about it because he was on episode 1 and I'm on episode 3, and we've decided that Italian horror movies is the Nat Geo of your show. So you may have to make a rule that you'll only do an Italian horror once every 8 episodes.
I may have to make a rule.
The same situation.
I may have to make a rule that at least 1 out of every 4 episodes is in English, just because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. we haven't had an English one yet, so.
Well, maybe you can get some. Maybe you can find some fan who's willing to do the research work. Like, send them your list and just have them go through. It's like, find out which of these are in English as the first language and which ones aren't, just so that you can separate the other ones out.
I can pretty easily pick out the non-English ones on the list. I mean, some of them are great. Like the Koreans, do some fantastic horror stuff. There's a zombie series on Netflix called Kingdom, which is like feudal Korea, so like medieval Korea with zombies, and it's like highly researched, historical, accurately as much as they possibly can with zombies. And there's like the king was bitten and they're trying to cover it up, and he doesn't have an heir yet, so they're kidnapping women and impregnating them to try to produce a male child to be the heir to the kingdom. And it's like the real prince the real heir to the throne was exiled for something, and meanwhile there's zombies all over the place too, and it's so good.
There's an anime series I saw on your list that I really hope you get at some point, especially if I happen to be on the episode. The show is called Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
Yes.
And the anime show is where basically the main character is this guy who's working one of those like thoroughly, completely oppressive like Japanese cubicle jobs, where like like that Japanese office culture of like, just that's like, apparently worse than in the American military, and like beating you down and making you feel like nothing, and and like making you give your whole life over to the job so that you can keep doing things, and making yourself incredibly miserable. So this is the type of job this guy has, and he's just living in absolute misery. But then a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to this guy, because now he's free and he no longer has to do the oppressive office job, and he makes this bucket list of all the things he wants to do before he gets turned into a zombie. And he's like such a positive, go-getting guy in the zombie world. And there's even like some bits in the episode where it's like the episode starts and he's back in his impressive office job and things are going bad, and then he wakes up from the dream like, oh, thank God that was just a dream, and I'm back here in my zombie apocalypse world. So
I'm looking at the listing. There's a live action version and an anime on Netflix.
I haven't watched the live action version yet, but I've watched the anime, and the anime is great.
The live action is a movie. The anime is a 12-episode series.
Yeah. So I've seen the series, but I haven't seen the movie. I should watch that too. Anyway.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll make a note that if whoever is on it gets picked, I'll call you to see if you're available to join us really quick.
That would be awesome. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. You're about to launch into like the next segment or something.
Yeah, it was feedback. We're up to feedback.
Oh, okay.
So.
Already? Wow. The episode went by fast.
Yeah, when no one else is on the show, I can only talk so much, so. All right.
Well, I'm glad that got on here so they can learn about me going to the dentist today. That's very important.
All right. Feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback over on YouTube. We got a comment from Pancration Goose, who says, "Where can I get a copy of this FuMP volume? Sounds neat." And this is where I say, holy shit, do I suck at marketing. If, like...
Which volume is he talking about?
I'm guessing 107. Yeah, because we talked about it last week. This is a show about the FuMP, about the songs that are posted at thefump.com. We put out new compilations every two months of the songs posted at thefump.com. If I haven't successfully conveyed that these compilations are available in the store at thefump.com, then I suck at marketing more than I possibly thought I did, which is pretty bad. So, to answer your question, thefump.com, THEFUMP.com, click on store, you'll see all the most recent releases, and FuMP 107 will be right there.
So maybe, because, the thing, the whole FuMP promo that you play in every episode and also play on Manic Mondays and blah, 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 it's like we update those every 2 months to coincide with whatever the most recent album was. So those like 3 or 4 song clips are all from that collection. So for the sake of making it easy on, whoever's doing the editing, we just had Chris Mazzalesta record those bits and didn't say anything specific about the FuMP album these songs are from, because we are more about promoting the website than promoting that we have individual volumes for sale or for download. So I don't know, would it make any sense to make some updated copies so that
I think we should add a thing to that promo. I'll just have Chris say available now at thefump.com, THEFUMP.com. And we'll tack that in somewhere.
Or just say, listen and download songs individually, or buy, get an entire album collection, or I don't know, it's just something like that points out, you can listen for free, you can, download songs, and we also have, albums on CD/download. I don't know. It's hard to figure out how to say all that quickly and still get the message across. Because this is the perfect example. This guy didn't know that these ads that we're talking about or that we're playing are about. Yeah, we have albums. This is volume 107. We've literally made 107 of these things.
Yeah, the promo, it does say at the end. Yeah, he says that's the Funny Music Project, thefump.com, THEFUMP.com. Okay, so he does say that. He doesn't mention the album, but...
Yeah, because the promos are promoting the Funny
website,
Music Project website, but not the fact that the clips of these songs you heard are from our latest collection. I mean, maybe that's it. Just say the songs heard in this promo are from our latest album collection, available on CD or MP3.
Yeah, maybe something like that could work. Yeah, I'll have to give it some thought.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you.
Not that it matters for the rest of this episode, but I couldn't hear any of the sound clips that you were playing, so I'm just sitting here.
But thank you, Pancration Goose, for sparking that conversation, because clearly it's one that we need to have. And A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
Did you not hear the A-Log intro there?
I did not hear it.
All right, let me try something.
A-Log!
Yeah.
All right.
A-Log!
How about now?
Oh my god,
No, I didn't hear it now either.
All right, well, I don't know what the problem is, but...
Why don't you perform it for me?
Hey, Log! Oh my god, it's you, not again! Okay. A-Log wrote, no rain for 3 months. Looks like all of New Jersey sang Don't Let the Rain Come Down, Crooked Little Man by the Serendipity Singers ad nauseum until they told whoever did it to shut up. Something like that. Thank you, A-Log. All right. Oh, I forgot to update the thing for teasing. So I don't even know who's coming up. I can look, but I can do the thing.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear that. I know why you didn't hear that. Because I never changed my Zoom input from when I recorded the last intro. So you should hear it now, but I'm not playing it again. So anyway, all right. So all right, tomorrow's song, well, Friday's song is by Jeff Whitmire, and Tuesday's song
is not yet posted.
So we'll have to
Hey,
see
that was Ian's voice.
That was Ian's voice. And that, I forgot, that's a new artist anyway, but yeah, I don't know if you saw my update. We have like several Christmas songs in the demo trench and no place to put them right now, so I need to rearrange the schedule and see what we can do.
And I need to listen to those songs and vote on them. So, yeah.
One of them's really good. I really enjoyed it. All right. So I need a Spotify playlist topic. Any suggestions?
Did a few weeks ago, did I suggest the topic of like hopelessness and despair?
Yes.
So you did that one already?
I think so. Let me Let me pull up my spreadsheet. Where is this? There it is. We're a day early, so my schedule thing's all messed up. Yes, last week I did Despair. I did Skull Crusher Mountain.
Oh, man.
I Don't Matter. Bag of D's by Bone Cage. Stupid Future. Positive Upbeat Song by Tony Goldmark. Yep.
See, because I thought of another one this week that would have been good for that list. 27 Hoes by Sweats and Spinners.
Oh, yeah. Love that song.
Anyway, this week,
I have Thanksgiving and
McDonald's.
Black Friday up now. McDonald's. You know what? There's probably enough fast food stuff, so let's do.
Or fast food in general.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find enough there. Let's see. We got Eat Here and Die.
KFC bitch.
KFC bitch. Fast food, assuming that's on Spotify. I don't think it is actually, but.
Epic Rap Battles of History has Ronald McDonald versus Burger King.
Epic Rap Battles. What's that? I'm gonna see if anything by Mac Sabbath is up on Spotify.
There's this old Dr. D spoken word thing called Burger Rap, but I don't know if that would be on Spotify.
Okay.
And I don't know if rap is RAP or WRAP.
Yep. Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's enough to get me started. I can find the rest. All right.
I think Wally Wingert did an 80s parody, but it's much too late to get fries. I'm pretty sure that was a song of his. So, anyway.
All right. Let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski. Now, go enjoy your stuffing and pumpkin pie.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
Well, people will come if you say there's going to be punch and pie.